Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit, guys. I've missed inZOI, I've missed making these videos, and it's just been a very busy time in real life. So I'm back. I'm super excited. We're going to be discussing the biggest inZOI update yet, which is the brand new Cahaya Island Getaway DLC, and also some exciting things in the version 3.0 patch. So let's jump right in. So as part of the core game updates for version 3.0, they've made some improvements to the emotions and the UI. So you can see my Zoi's face. I've moved the interface to the right because it's a little bit easier for me to see. I don't want it in the middle of my screen. But anyway, as you can see, the user interface is a lot better. You can see my Zoi's face and it'll always say the mood that she is in, whether she's excited, happy, sad, etc. And what you'll see is that as you're playing the game, your Zoi will also show their real thoughts with little bubbles over their head. So sometimes you'll actually see the writing, and sometimes you'll see these little thought bubbles, and it has some sort of graphic in it trying to kind of let you know what they're thinking about, which I think is really cute. It's a great update to the game and makes it more immersive and feel more realistic, so you can really get into the mind of your Zoi. Now they've also made some improvements with relationships. So they've improved some of the interactions that you can have with relationships, and they've even introduced one-sided crushes, being able to confess their love, becoming obsessed with somebody, and also even breaking up or divorcing. So again, really just improving that realism in the game. So super exciting. Zois can also now do things together. So for example, here's me riding my scooter around town, and basically if I click on somebody, I can tell them to get on. And see, I don't know this lady, I just picked her up from the street and she just got on my scooter. But then once I stop, she always gets out. So I don't know. Then I have to keep clicking her if I want her back. So I guess it does not matter who you pick up. You can pick up anybody. Also, here's another example of what you can do together. So I literally walked into this random family's home just because they didn't have doors. As you can see, it's like an open arch. So I walked in, went into their kitchen, opened up their fridge, and made some mango sticky rice, which is actually one of the new recipes in this game update. But anyway, I made the food and then I called everybody to come and eat with me at the table. So that's pretty exciting. You can choose up to 4 people. And it's pretty funny because look at these guys. They're literally eating in sync. Every single bite is exactly the same. A little bit kind of creepy looking, but interesting nonetheless. Now here is something that used to bother me before this update, is the conversations. So they've made them so much smoother, because previously, before the update, if you clicked on a Zoi, you would have to basically click on a Zoi and try to chase them to have a conversation. And also when you're having a conversation, they'll leave very abruptly. So now they've changed this. So if you click on any Zoi as they're walking, they'll immediately stop in their stance until you make a selection of how you'd like to greet them, or if you just click off of them, then they'll continue walking, which is great because then they were not running away. But also when you do start a conversation, if autonomy is on, it'll continue the conversation at least 2 to 3 more times. So previously it used to just walk away. You would click, say one thing, and then they would leave. So much better. Swimming and snorkeling is super exciting, guys. Now we have the ability to create pools, which was very necessary. You can create them in build mode, put them on your property. You can explore some of the swimming pools that are already in the world. You can manually swim, so you can use the WASD keys to move around and swim. But also, if you hold shift, just as you would to run, you can swim faster. So that's pretty cool. And the snorkeling is really interesting, guys. So if you go and you rent a snorkeling kit, then you can go in the water and you can begin to snorkel. The The higher that your swimming level is, the more intermediate snorkeling that you can do, and the longer that you can hold your breath underwater, which is pretty cool. And I just love the fact that you can see all different variety of fish underwater. If you take a look at the map on the Cahaya Island, you can actually see where the different fish are. So there's jellyfish, there's just random schools of fish, there's dolphins, and there's also sharks, guys. So look at that. When I went to dive and I saw the sharks, it was so scary. Next, we have fishing. So Zois can now fish in rivers or the ocean. So you just basically go next to an area or a body of water, make sure you have a fishing rod, and just click and you can start fishing. You can fish by itself or fish with bait. And if you create or buy higher quality rods, then it increases the chances of catching more rare fish. If you've caught the fish, you can actually place them on display in fish tanks. Now, I've noticed not every single fish can be placed in a tank, and it'll say if you hover over the individual fish if it can be or if it can't. But yeah, you just have to click it, open up your backpack, click on the fish, place it in your hand, and then click on the fish tank and place it inside. Then there is farming. So for farming, you essentially have to purchase a farming plot in build mode, place it on your property. You will need tools. So tools like a watering can, a rake, which can be purchased directly from the farming supply store, at least in Cahaya Island. Or you can build the tools yourself with the crafting bench. So you'll need to rake the plots of land, plant the seeds, so you will need to purchase seeds as well, and then just water them on a regular daily basis. You can also give them fertilizer if you'd like to improve the soil quality, and you'll also need to pull the weeds. Next is mining, and I was mining quite a while with my ZOI, and I don't know why I was not finding anything good. So if somebody can leave some tips in the comments, because I'm trying to find some of the rare gems so I can do the jewel crafting. I still have not come across any of the ingredients that I need for that, so I don't know where they are hidden. Maybe I need to explore some more, but yeah, as long as you have a pickaxe, you can essentially mine. I mean, you can also mine with your hands too, but the pickaxe is more efficient. There are also some cool new things on your phone apps. If you open up your phone, we have things such as insurance. So there's death insurance, natural disaster insurance, and property insurance. So let's just click and see. So for example, property insurance, it basically says this product compensates policyholders for property damage by covering the claim amount. So yeah, it's the same thing for all the three different insurance options. So if you have death insurance, if you die, you get money. For natural disaster insurance, if there's a natural disaster and there's any damage to property, you get covered. And property insurance is, again, if your property gets damaged, you get coverage. Then on your phone, we also have loans. So you can get a loan from a loan shark. They have different amounts. Basically, they have amounts for 3,000 or 1,500. There's also 5,000 and 2,500. Those are the higher amounts. So basically, you can loan the money. There is a high interest of 5%, which is quite high. And of course, it's a loan, guys, so you got to give the money back. We also have this budget app, which essentially shows you how much your ZOI is spending, which I think is pretty cool. And it also shows you the income, which is broken on a day-to-day basis. So 1 day ago, 2 days ago, etc. We also got 14 new vehicles, which also includes motorcycles and electric scooters, which is extremely exciting. As you can see, you can just purchase it through the Dream Car app on your smartphone. And let me just say, it was a little bit challenging for me. I definitely got into a few different accidents, sometimes with the same people in a span of 30 seconds. I kept hitting people's cars, not intentionally. I would like to add that. Also, you can toggle between the first person and third person mode, and first person, it's so difficult. I don't know what your thoughts are. Maybe I'm just not an expert in that. I'd love to know how you're enjoying that. It's really, really fun riding around the island on the scooter. It's pretty fast. Next, we got a lot of new building items, which is extremely exciting. There's a total of 104 different items. So I'm not going to show you everything in this video, but here's just a little glimpse. If you'd like for me to do a full video showcasing all the new items, I'm happy to do so. But one really exciting item is elevators. Now you can place elevators in your home, which essentially is like a portal. If you enter one entrance, it leads you to the other. There's a lot of cool new fun furniture items now in build mode, and aquariums, which are really exciting. Well, they call them fish tanks, but still. We also can now set up a market stand and start selling your inZOI's items. So just pop up in the build mode and place the market stand down. From there, you can select which items you'd like to place. Unfortunately, you have to do it one by one. There's no way to put multiple of the same item on the stand for sale at once, which is a little bit frustrating. And it'll ask you to set what price you'd like the item to be within a specific range. Once you have it all set up, you can begin the sale. So there's a few different interactions that you can do. You can greet the customers. I didn't have a lot of customers, as you guys will see here. I did sell a tomato, okay, for 8 meows, so you know, it's something. And basically I had to dance for promotion to get people to come to my stand. I mean, sometimes in business you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And even still, I guess people did not like my dancing because I only had a couple of people show up. But there is a chance that I priced my items too high, because I did try to be a little bit greedy, which obviously it did not pay off. I did choose the higher end of the range for my items, so probably why my items did not sell. Only one sold. And now, as if that wasn't enough, just in the base game, they've also released the Island Getaway DLC, which is extremely exciting, which is what you've been seeing in my clips so far. I've been playing on the island of Cahaya. Now, Cahaya has 3 different locations. So you have the resort island, the main island, and also a deserted island, which is really cool. I'll show you here on the map. If you want me to do a full walkthrough of each island, I'm happy to do so in another video. Just let me know down in the comments below. But the island is stunning. There's just so much to do. And it's really bringing life to the game. They've made so many improvements. For example, they have released boating. So now you can rent one of 6 boats and basically just cruise the seas, just drive around. It's super exciting. They range in prices, so you have the cheapest option, which is the old jet boat for 100 meows, and then the most expensive one is the catamaran, which is obviously the biggest boat at 10,000 meows, which is very expensive. But yeah, you can rent it and just kind of boat around. On the boats is pretty cute, but you can actually fish on the boats, you can tan on the boats, you can take a nap on the boats, which is pretty cool, just being out in the open water. And also, if you want, you can jump off the boat and start snorkeling as well, if you have these snorkel kits. What I suggest you guys do is rent a boat and go to the deserted island. It's in between the main island and the resort island, and essentially just boat your way over there, click on your inZOI so that way you can disembark and get off the boat and just look around. Now, there wasn't too much going on the island. I mean, it is a deserted island after all. It's very small, but I was just I did some mining. I was digging for treasure. Didn't find anything exciting though, but that's okay. It's still pretty cool that you can go from different island to island. Since most of my clips here at the beginning of my video were from the main island in Cahaya, what I'll do is I'll show you a little bit of the resort island. So if you'd like to rent a villa, you can do so by going to the resort lobby, clicking on the little touch screen, and then just selecting which room you'd like. So there's a lot of different options, and obviously The more luxurious the room, the more expensive, and you can select how many nights you'd like to stay, 1, 2, or 3 nights. And you'll get a notification then to let you know how many nights you're staying and also the checkout time. And at any point, you can just click on your ZOI and click go to room, and then you'll go directly there. I was trying to be a little bit bougie, guys, and so I decided to check out the Premier Ocean View Villa, which is the most expensive one. So I'll show you a little bit of the walkthrough real quick here. Now, if you want a more detailed walkthrough of this room or all 3 different room options, let me know and I'll make that in another video. And then there is also the spa as well on the resort. So you have to purchase a spa pass first, and then there's different amenities at the spa. So you can get a massage, you can hang out in the sauna. And as you can see, my ZOI is very hot and uncomfortable in the sauna. You can also get various different types of massages, like a head massage, a foot massage, everything, which is pretty cool. And with that, we've come to the end of this video, guys. It was really fun getting back into inZOI and playing with all of the new updates. There are also a lot of other cool things in the latest update and in the latest DLC, which I didn't cover in this video. For example, you can bet on a turtle race. There's a lot of cool different areas to see. Now, if you'd like more videos diving further into anything, whether it's inZOI or something else, let me know. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.